on both sides. Just, you know, try it out a couple of times. There, that's gonna be the perfect fit. Both sides, when both sides are even, then you know you're good, you're golden. Now we're gonna go ahead and close up this elastic. And already, as you can see, it's starting to form a shape. Next thing that you want to do is always start at the top. I'm going to go ahead and attach the lace first onto the braids. Real gentle. Now, you are probably asking why on the lace. You are preparing yourself to see where, you know, starting to form a shape. Okay, so once you're used to it, this process here goes by super fast. What you do to one side, you do to the other side. Okay. Just attaching the lace first. This process can go really, really fast once you're used to attaching the Weave Buddy. When you work evenly with things, they tend to stay even, right? Attaching the lace onto the braids and now onto the grip band. Already you can see that this is going to be an excellent foundation for when, you know, you're ready to sew in, to do your full sewing. This is going to be an excellent foundation. And now we have sewn down the lace on both sides. Let's go back up here and start attaching the actual Weave Buddy, not the lace, the actual Weave Buddy. And I'm also going to be closing, I call these little open slits, I call them close the slits, okay? Also, I'm going to go ahead and prepare to add my protective paddles. Before working on anything in the front, we need our protective paddles. So I will slip in now there's grip under here, under this piece, so just kind of lift it up. There you go. And start preparing to these protective paddles. These are my protective paddles. They come with these units, and these protective paddles are to protect your customer from being poked when you're working on her edges. So you just want to keep them there, because in your sew-in, you're not going to actually be sewing onto her edges. You're going to be sewing onto the Weave Buddy. So we're going to go ahead and work on the top, work our way down onto the Weave Buddy. Now we already did the lace, and the lace already started giving it a shape, and now we're going to be working on the actual Weave Buddy. And you see this first slit right here in the center, so we're going to go ahead, bring that needle in, get the needle real good in first before doing any knots or anything. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and close this slit. 1, 2. That gets closed. I'm going to do one more here, closing that slit. And then you're going to go ahead and attach the Weave Buddy. Now earlier we attached the lace, now we're attaching the Weave Buddy, and as you go down you're attaching the Weave Buddy, but when there is an open slit you're going to go ahead and close that slit as well. What this does is it starts forming the shape of your customer's scalp. And you know, check this out, see how I don't have to put it through this little hole? If you feel more comfortable putting it through the bigger holes, you can do that. See, through the bigger holes. I'm also just making sure that it's on that grip band that I have, that we first applied the grip band. So it's going through the grip band, through the Weave Buddy, and through the braids. Okay. We have another slit that we're going to do. So we're closing that slit. So I'm getting the needle through the band that's underneath, through the Weave Buddy, and also as I see a slit, I'm going to close it. Okay. What this does is it starts forming the shape of your customer's scalp and starts fitting like a glove. Very important thing is to use a needle that you're comfortable with, because it's just going to be a more pleasant experience for you. Now I'm closing. Now when you get to the corners, you do want to put that needle through the little squares because it'll be flatter. Okay, so you do want, when you're closing slits and you're at the corners, you do want to put those two little squares together. After that, then you see how my needle's going through this big square and it's going through that big square down there. That's fine. You can do that. But when you're at the corner, make sure you get those little squares. Make sure that you grab the band that's underneath, just gentle. Don't poke the customer. So before we were sewing just the silk, now we're actually sewing on the Weave Buddy onto the grip band and also onto the braids. So right now, what I want to do is just go down and make sure that this is attached to the band that we have underneath, okay? Just going down and making sure that it is attached to the band. Be very careful. When you're working on this part and you're having to attach the band, put all your focus on making sure you don't poke your customer, and you tell your customer, hey, if you don't want to get poked, let me concentrate. So now it's not done yet because we still have to make sure the front is tightened up, but we're going to go ahead before we go to the front. We're going to go ahead and do the same thing that we did on this side. Notice I haven't closed the front yet. The front gets closed at the very last. You want to make sure all of the work in this area is done. So I want to make sure that this is attached to that grip band that I have underneath. Make sure, like I said before, that this is the part where your customer gets on her cell phone and does not talk, because you don't want to be sitting there, yeah girl, and guess what, and blah blah blah, and next thing you know, you poke her. No poking. So far, do you see how this just fits like a glove? And we'll go ahead and just close that front up real quick. These needles, but I'm gonna go ahead and no. Sometimes I just use those extra needles because I run out of my good ones, but then I regret it. As you close the slits, you notice that it starts fitting like a glove. See right now, so what I'm doing is I'm closing the slits so that it could form onto her edges. And now when you sew in the hair, you're going to be sewing it in onto her new edges, which is what the Weave Buddy is. The Weave Buddy becomes your customer's new edges. It becomes a strong attachment area for you, strong base. And see, as I'm closing these slits, it totally forms into the shape of your customer. And now we're going to form this side as well. Once we finish forming this side, you're going to see how it actually fits like a glove. This part here is a little loose, so when I start attaching the hair, before I do that, I am going to show you guys how I attach this to keep this down.